Hello, everybody. Hello. Come on in, jump on in. Hello, everybody. Y'all, that's my dog. Don't mind him. He's just a butthole when he wants to be. I pray you all are having a great day. Are having an awesome day. Come on in. And let's have a little conversation. Hey, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, how is everybody doing today? I pray you all had a wonderful what's today? Tuesday. I couldn't think of today's day. I hope you all are having a great Tuesday. I pray that it is wonderful. It is the last week of Black History Month. And a lot of things are going on. A lot of things are happening. And I really pray and hope that you all are having a really good month, day. Am I dark? Do I seem a little dark to y'all? I'm trying to get the lighting straight. Okay. All right. What's going on, Facebook? What's going on, you all? How are you all doing today? I pray all is well with you all. I am live. All right. So we're going to start it off. And, don't plan on being up here longer than an hour. So we got a lot of things to cover in 1 hour. So prayerfully, I could get it done. So as you know, we started off with our Did You Know in Black History. Did you know in Black History, Naeem Hudson, I believe I pronounced his first name right, was 12 years old. He has been traveling the world delivering motivational speeches to children of bullying. Naeem wanted to build confidence in children, not just confidence, but self-love within yourself. Ain't that special? Ain't that good? He published a book titled, We Are All Kings, a motivational guide for young men, which can be found on Amazon. Let's hear it for the young man. Yes. That is good that our young people are getting involved in what's going on in our society. Bullying is a really hard thing for children, especially cyberbullying. But he's doing a doggone thing. I plan on ordering his book so I can see what it's about. And maybe I can give it to one youngster, male or female, to read up on it. Okay? All right. So here we go. Again. Yes, I said again. Another Black man in his home on a no knock warrant was shot and killed. And his name is Amir Locke. This happened February 2nd of this year. Oh, they started Black History off with a bang, didn't they? He was sleeping on his couch. He was asleep. The cops came in. They woke him up, so he was shocked. And not only was he shocked out of his sleep, you know, when you have your covers off, you're delusional. First thing you either reaching for whatever, because he's thinking it's a home invasion, right? So the home invasion turned to them killing him. They said he grabbed for a gun. Now, wait, I'm going to try and share this video with you all right now so you can see what I'm talking about. Give me a second. All right. So we are going to share this video, and I want y'all to look.
Police shooting that happened yesterday morning in Minneapolis. In just the last few hours, the city released footage from an
Oh, is it stopping? Come on.
officer's body-worn camera.
A warning, though, it could be disturbing to watch.
Yes,
it
can you
shows
hear?
the encounter that killed Amir Locke inside a downtown apartment.
Police to the court! Police to the court! Police
Jeff Wagner is here now to walk us through the video and what we've learned tonight.
Now, did y'all see that? They walked into the house. He was on the couch sleeping, and he grabbed for a weapon. But let's think about this. You in your sleep, you're in your home. The first thing you hear is people coming in, and then you hear loud noise. He had a gun. Yes, he had a gun. And the gun was licensed. It was registered to him. So he was legally carrying a weapon. And they shot the poor boy. They shot him dead. They trying to say that he pointed the gun at the officers, which, as the body cam went on, the gun was actually pointed toward the ground. However, the interim police chief said that he had pointed the gun at the officer that shot him dead. Now, if you look at it, he was under the covers, and as soon as he reached for the gun, they started shooting. So where do you have time? Where did he have time to actually aim any weapon at a police officer or anybody? He was shot as soon as he reached for the gun. As soon as he reached his hand out, he was instantly shot. So that's where I don't know about y'all. I'm really sick and tired of talking about these young men and women that are constantly getting killed, that are constantly being overlooked because of the color of their skin. Now, mind you, when they did this No Knock Warrant, he was in his home, but the warrant was for his cousin. So again, one person had to die, right? Why not just come in the house? Or I don't know. I think it has to be a law or something going on where no knock warrants are no longer used, or something has to give. We have to stop it. We have to cut it out, because our Black and brown men and women are being killed at an alarming rate. And I'm trying to think of stuff, or trying to think of laws that you could come up with that will protect people in their home. It's ridiculous. Now, yes, the warrant stated that the cousin, not him, not Amir Locke, was wanted for a murder. Again, his cousin, not his cousin's house. They did the warrant for, or whatever. But he wasn't even at his cousin's house. He was in his own home. I mean, and I'm like most people. If I'm watching TV on the couch, I'm gonna fall asleep, and 9 times out of 10, I'm under some cover, and I am looking to relax and everything, and I fall asleep, and then this happens. So it's a lot with that. And I'm over it. I'm over this talking about the same thing. Not only Amir Locke, but Damon Gibson. Has anybody heard of him? Damon Gibson was the FedEx driver. He was a Black FedEx driver that was doing deliveries and was chased down and shot at by white men. He was a FedEx driver. He was in a FedEx truck. He had on a uniform. He was there delivering the packages on his route, enjoying his day. And because some white people, whomever, decided that, oh, it's a Black man in the truck, and they felt that their neighborhood was threatened. Again, are we not tired of the same things, the same things? The same thing happened to Amir, Aubrey? I mean, like, you are in this man is working. He is actually working. He is actually in his work truck. His work truck, y'all. His work truck, driving deliveries and he wasn't out running. He dropped, matter of fact, he had just dropped the package off. and got in the truck, and these white men chased him down and shot at him. He wasn't hurt. Now, this is where I have a problem, because FedEx wanted him to go back to work. He felt as though he shouldn't have go back to work because he felt threatened. His life was just put in harm's way. And I have a problem with FedEx right now because they didn't take care of an employee. And I feel that this is just feelings and it is facts. If you have an employee that is in a truck delivering packages, his routine, he's there, he ain't doing nothing extra, and someone starts shooting at him, what kind of sense does that make? What is that telling you? What is that saying about our country? What is that saying about our society? These vigilantes are coming after people like it's okay. And it's not okay. It is not okay to be at work being gunned down like that. It's not okay. It's not okay to sit up here and think that I can't even go to sleep in my own home without cops coming in blazing guns at me. What kind of society are we living in? What do you guys think? What do you guys see? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? How can we come together, right? How can we come together? And listen, I don't want to hear nothing about, we kill each other. So what? I mean, yes, we have to deal with the problem that we have of crime in our communities, but we also need to put people in office that have our values, that will protect us, not just the president, but your senators, your House of Representatives, your mayors, your governors, your chief of police, your DAs. All those people are in place will protect you as a person, as a culture, as a society. Now, I really got mad and frustrated with this because the end of January, Demond Gibson was shot at and chased down. This guy in a FedEx truck, and then February 2nd, Amir Locke was killed with a no knock warrant. We have to have some kind of legislative that's going to protect us, Black and brown people. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all need to be protected, but until we are seen as human beings or as American, they are still going to keep gunning us down. Not only that, a week or so ago, 2 teenage boys was in the mall in New Jersey. They were teenagers, 14, I believe. There was a white boy and a black boy. The white boy was a little taller and a little bigger than the black one, right? The white boy and the black boy got in. I don't know their names. I didn't hear their names when I was looking at the story. Got an altercation, and they were fighting. The white boy wound up on top of the black boy. Now, this is where it gets tricky. The cops came. The other kids dispersed. The white boy and the black boy fighting. But the cops went in, tackled this 14-year-old black boy to the ground and put handcuffs on him while the white boy sat on the couch and watched. Can you not tell me that's not racially motivated? That you see two kids. Now, first of all, they're kids. You could break up 2 kids fighting and, hey, let me call your mom or call your mom to come down here. I'm not letting neither one of y'all go to a parent come. But you tackle a 14-year-old to the ground. I mean, tackled him to the ground, got on top of him, and handcuffed him. And did nothing to this white boy. Nothing at all. You can't say that you were threatened because he was smaller than you are. He was a 14-year-old child. What can you possibly say that would justify you tackling a 14-year-old to the ground and leaving the person that he was fighting, who was bigger than he was, sitting on the couch, white boy, watching? You can't justify that. Not to me. Now, I don't know how you all think, but you can't justify that to me because they both were wrong. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. They both were wrong. And either one of them either should have got handcuffed and their parents called, or both should have been tackled to the ground. It is no way that a 14-year-old, that he's going to be scarred for the rest of his life. He's going to think as the police as a threat, no matter what he does, because of this incident. We have to do better. We have to protect our country, our rights. We have to do something. And I'm trying to figure out what that is. I mean, voting, yes. 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 Vote, 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 vote. There's early voting right now in Texas. I don't know about other places. Vote. Vote, go vote, go vote, go put your get your voice matters. If your voice didn't matter, they would not be trying to silence you. Speaking of which, we gonna get on laws. Now, I'm not I posted a couple of days ago of what other things are going to be on ballots this year when you come up for when you go to the polls. I'm starting with Texas. There's a few of them that I know are coming up, and I still, there's a whole lot of them that are coming up on a ballot. But I wanted to show one or talk about one. It's called Senate Bill 1. This will affect voting by mail, boosting the role of partisan poll watchers and rolling back local initiatives meant to make voting easy. Now, in other words, they're going to have people at polls looking to see if, one, the person or people that are driving in the car with you actually live with you. Which, how they don't know? I mean, unless you could be married to this person and he could be the opposite color. So how would they know? But they're watching for that. They're trying to make it harder voting by mail. They're banning drive-through voting. I don't know about anywhere else, but in Texas, because we did it last year with my father. We did a drive-through voting thing. It was me, my brother, my daughter, and my father in the car. And because my father was elderly and he couldn't stand in that long line for a long period of time, so we were able to do a drive-through. They had machines to come out, and each one of us was able to vote through drive-through. Well, that's no longer going to be able to. So that's out. So that's going to hinder the elderly people, the handicapped people that cannot stand for long periods of time, that wheelchair bound people who it takes a lot to get in and out of a vehicle, blind, hearing impaired people. All this will affect all of them. One of the bills that's in there, if you are blind and you go to a poll, like they have, the Braille, where someone can, for the was it Braille? Braille for the blind people, they can read and see who. Well, but you had to. There was someone there to show them where the poll box was. They're not allowed to do that anymore, which is crazy, because if you're blind, you need assistance getting to the box, and once you're in it, they could walk away, right? Crazy. That's one of the things that's on our ballots. Also, it's a new ID requirement to vote by mail. I thought last time when you vote by mail, you needed a copy of your ID front and back and a copy of your voter registration card. Well, they added some other stuff to that. I was trying to find the other stuff, but they said that is in it. Then they have that's coming before you a bill to pass that you will have to, let me see, let me get it right. Resisting arrest. Like if a cop comes up to you and says, hey, you know, this and other, you did something wrong, and you like, no, I'm not. So I wasn't there. What are you talking about? Profiling. It's profiling. It's profiling you. So they are, which I think is the dumbest thing. Like, why would you profile me? I could be in the vicinity. That doesn't mean I was there. And I'm going to tell you a true story. I'm going to be transparent with you all tonight. About 2008, 2007, 2008, I was up at CTC. I went to take my final exam. I had a proctor that I needed to go take an exam with for the college that I was going to. They told me I could take it on CTC, Central Texas College campus. I lost my ID card, my driver's license. Didn't realize it till like a day or two later. The police came to my home and was like, hey, we had a report that you robbed something, I think it was a store or something. And I'm like, what, me? And I was like, when? And they was like, well, I robbed somebody's out, not the store. It was somebody had their purse out, and whoever it was found my ID and took my ID and said that I robbed, took their wallet out of their purse. Now, somehow they found my ID on the floor. The female had my ID. But they also had a picture of the female and said that when they brought the picture up, I said, that ain't me. First of all, I'm short. I ain't that tall. So I know that ain't me because she looked tall. And she was a whole lot lighter than I was. So then they was like, okay, our apologies. This is not you. Someone had your ID. Hey, Renita, someone had your ID. We're sorry, whatever. So with this new law that they're going to put in effect here in Texas, they can take you in, not like they came to my house. Hush your mouth. I know I'm short. Like they came to my house and they showed me the picture of someone that they said it was me because I dropped my ID. They could have taken me in now because I was in the vicinity. And it looked as though I couldn't have been. Now with that law, I'm like, what kind of mess does that take? What sense does that make for me to go? And you know that's not me. Why would you take me in, right, on some trumped up charges? It is crazy. That is something else that they're putting into this law that they're trying to pass. There's no protection in the state of Texas for Black and brown people with the bills that, not laws, but the bills that are coming out that are going to be put on this this new law that they're trying to put forth, the bill that's coming out on the new November's election thing. Also, the infrastructure bill that is in Texas about the roads and everything. They're taking away from certain things like stuff to help communities of color. They're taking their funds away from there and putting it to other areas of living. Do y'all get that? Y'all understand that? Right? They're taking away from the disproportionate brown and black people and putting the funds somewhere else. Whereas, like, I went to a city council meeting a month or so ago, and a lady was saying that in her where she lives at is no streetlights, and they have one street light. There's a street light. It's one street light, but the whole block it doesn't show the whole block. And I was like, that can't be. And I went, Lord, I got to look. And it is one street light. But if you were to walk, female, male, or whatever, after you get at the side of the street light, it's dark. So you can get mugged, you can get everything, right? But they don't want to put a street light there because it's going to cost the city money. Think about this. Where this neighborhood is, it's considered a bad neighborhood, but you have little children there. You have single mothers there. I mean, I don't know. There may be people on drugs there. I don't know. I don't be down there that much. But let's look at this. Do you get to vote on it, or has it already passed? No, it has not passed. It's coming up on this year. So these are bills that are going to be on this docket. That's the word I was looking for. On the docket. The infrastructure bill. Then it's also going to be a health care bill for people of Texas, which, if your job's giving you health care, then well, I don't understand, what the issue is, but I didn't read. I was trying to find the whole thing about the healthcare, but I couldn't find the whole write-up. I was looking for it, but I couldn't find the whole write-up. I was like breaking my neck trying to figure out, what does this mean for people? How is it going to affect people? There was a bill about minimum wage, but that is taken off because we were trying to get minimum wage raised. It was it was going to be on the thing to vote on, but that's off. So a lot of things that are coming up. They are doing what's called a monthly citizens check, which I actually think has started, but it hasn't been voted on. So, which means that in your city, your county, they are going to check your citizenship here. If you're a resident of Bell, Coryell, Harris County, all that stuff, they're going to check your citizenships. So that is something else that is going on here. It's called a citizen check. I feel if you here in the state of Texas, or you're in your county, you live there, right? I mean, you would think, right? You would think that I'm here, I have an address here, that I'm a citizen. Not only a citizen, but a citizen of the state, but of the United States too. So your legal status, basically. Even if you have a visa to come here, or a DACA person, and you are here in America, they trying to cut you out. Would you say, Renita? Okay, a citizen's check. What Texas law is trying to pass is that every month they will come and check your citizenship. I'm Black, but my name is Yoni. Does that make sense? My name is Yoni. They can say that I wasn't born in America, or I'm not a resident of Texas. So they would check my citizenship. They can check to see where I was born. If I'm a United States citizen, how long have I been in the state of Texas? Am I eligible to vote? All this is coming up. All this is coming up. So this is what's going on in this state. I don't know about other states, but I know in this state, yes, Renita, they are terrible. In this state, that is what's going on. So it has something, I'm telling you, it's like laws. And I'm thinking, like, how can they get away with it? But let me tell you the reason why they can get away with it, because there's no federal standing on what you can do. Let's say, like, in a business, you have a mission statement, your what you are about in your career or your job, their mission behind it, and this is the standard that we are setting. This is what we're going to go by. Each department has their own little what's name, but it has to line up to the company's mission statement or standard. Now, if the federal government would set a standard for Black and brown people, for racism, for lynching, for all this stuff, for police brutality, all of this, if they would set a standard, then every state would have to abide by that standard. They could govern accordingly. You know, they could do their own laws, but they can't override the federal government. Does that make sense? But because the federal government doesn't have a standard that could protect Black and brown people, they're doing what they want. They are doing what they want to suppress your vote, to suppress you, to make you feel like you're not wanted. And I've been in Texas for 21 years. Been here. I can honestly say I experienced racism maybe twice. That's a lie. Maybe 3 or 4 times since I've been here. And one of the times was last November, I believe, when I went to a rally. And I was called out my name because I went to this rally. I was called a nigger and was told to go back to my country. Now, let me say something to all you people out here. This is my country. I don't know no other country but this one. I was born here. I was raised here. Like most majority of African-American women and men that are here, this is the only country they know. And I'm a firm believer because I listen, constitutional law is something crazy. But I was reading the Constitution, and the First Amendment, the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 5th, to abolish slavery, to this, that, and the other. But as we are still not considered a full American today in 2022. Black and brown people are not considered American. Not all of us. 3/5 of us. Now I'm trying to figure out how 3/5 of me and all this fatness that I got going on is 100% American because I was born here. So until we get certain things amended in the Constitution, until there are laws passed to protect, see, a lot of these voting things and a lot of these restrictions is for Black and brown people, even on the federal government level. So again, we have to vote. Look up your things that your bills that are coming up on your ballots for your elections this year. Look at what your governor is going to stand for, or your mayor, or your councilmen and women, or your DA. You can find out what, especially a DA. He has a history of being a lawyer, what he stood for as a lawyer and stuff like that. You're going to know the motive behind your mayor if you look up what his bio is and what he is all about and what he represents. You can tell a lot of things about these people and vote on that. Vote on who has your best interest at heart, who is going to who is going to help. I'm going to tell you, you are not going to be, no one is going to give you 100% of everything that you want. Let me just be honest. No senator, no House of Representatives, no governor, no president can give you 100% of everything that you want, that you think you want, and that should be fair. But what you can do, at least get 85% of what you want or 90% of what you want. 90% of protections. And I was thinking about when I look at all these men and women that were killed, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Amir Locke, what's the man name? The Gibson guy, the FedEx guy, all these men and women that were brutally killed by police or vigilantes out here. There's no protection. And again, I say this, the reason why you see Ahmaud Arbery's people going to jail for life, George Floyd's accuser going to jail for life, because we were all in the house on quarantine and still kind of in the house on quarantine. So they can't hide a lot of stuff. But if we could push fuel to the fire to our senators and our House of Representatives, and even that president who said that if we don't vote for him, we aren't black enough. Well, now let me say this. He can't do anything without the Senate approving it, right? But he can do an executive order to protect black and brown people. That he can do. Just like he did an executive order to protect the Asian American people, he could do it to protect black and brown people. There's no reason why that John Lewis Act did not go and get passed. It is no reason why he couldn't do an executive order to protect black and brown people. So again, we must vote people, men or women, that has your best interest at heart. Look at your bills that are coming up, the sections that are coming up. It might, because this one was the Senate Bill 1, then they also have the Senate Bill 7. So all these bills that are coming up, this is in Texas, y'all. I'm not saying anywhere else, but this is in Texas. So all these things you can find online. I actually went down to Austin and went to the Capitol and a lot of stuff, and I asked questions like, what's this, and this? So if you want to know this, it's out there. I'm going to look for Virginia next. So next week, I'm going to look to see what's coming up on y'all's midterm elections that you can vote on. That will help you all decipher what would be best for you in your state of Virginia. How it's going to help and grow your awareness of what's going on. So this is it, y'all. We have to start holding these people feet to the fire. We have to start, and we have to come up with a better. Now, I was watching The View. Don't say nothing because my kids say I'm old because I watch it. Nancy Pelosi, if you don't know who she is, she's the Speaker of the House. She was talking about how, well, Fox kind of did it, defunding the police. They don't mean to defund the police. They mean take funding from certain parts of the police station and put it to mental health personnel. Because when you go out here on these cops go out here on these mental health calls, they are not equipped to help with somebody that's a schizophrenic or having a psychotic break or a nervous breakdown. The first thing they want to do is shoot to kill. That's it. So if we start thinking about things like that, and again, putting people in office that's going to protect your rights, not just 3/5 of you, but all your rights. Okay? Thank you so much. That is going to be my show for tonight. I appreciate you all that come up here and watch. Again, next week, I am going to be talking to some entrepreneurs. Yes, on March the 1st. I am happy and excited to be talking to these men and women. And we are going to dig into their how they got started, what their business is, so on and so forth. And I'm also going to go back into the state of Virginia. I'm going to look up the state of Virginia, what is going to be on their voting restrictions. I appreciate you all for coming on, joining. I appreciate the love. Remember to like, share on Facebook, Let's Grow with Yo-Yo, on Instagram, Yo-Yo7393001, and on YouTube, Let's Grow with Yo-Yo. I thank you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Have a blessed and wonderful night.